What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gucci Garage. Today we have the 2018 Chevrolet Bolt. This is the LT Hatchback Edition.
And we want to give a big shout out to McKinleyville Chevrolet and Buick for making this video possible today. And let's get to it, guys. We are in the Bolt now, and I'm behind the driver wheel first. We're on our usual back road that we take here, and I will say on the highway getting to here and being on the back road, first impressions of this car is stability. Surprisingly and shockingly good.
Yeah.
We're kind of, in this video, doing a slight comparison between the Prius, the Bolt, not the Volt, but the Bolt, and the Volt. I kind of wish Chevy would have altered the name a little bit more than that, but I might get it mixed up in the video a little bit. But anyways, in the Volt here, considering that Nathaniel has a Prius, and one of our first videos was the Bolt, this one is definitely the most stable and I would say driver friendly, wouldn't you say, Nathaniel?
I would. And for those of you that don't know the actual differences between the Volt and the Bolt is a full electric car. You have one of the highest ranges on any of the electric vehicles in that category. Like the Leaf doesn't quite get it's about double actually what the Nissan Leaf gets. And the Prius is more along the lines of the Volt. It's a gas and an electric engine, but there's still a lot of differences between the Volt and the Prius. Even though they're so similar, there's two renditions of the Prius. You can get a Prius that's just a regular hybrid, and then you can get the Prius that is a plug-in hybrid. This Volt has a 53-mile range on the battery, which is more than plenty for just going back and forth to work, typically.
Yeah, if you live in a smaller town, you can pretty much use just battery all day and go to the gas station only when you're going out of town.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that might even last you 2 days in some cases. Where the Prius plug-in only gives you 25 miles of range, that's really stretching it. You're not going to be able to go, you're definitely not going to go 2 days at all. You might be able to get to work and get back, and that's about it, but no errands or anything like that, because you gotta keep in mind, if you have a 10-mile commute, you also have 10 miles back, so 20 miles round trip. You got to keep that in mind. So the Volt really excels in their range. And what average mile per gallon are we getting right now?
Right now on a back road, we're getting average 150.5 miles to the gallon, which is
insane.
I don't even honestly know what to say to that, but I'm not gonna argue with it. You pretty much won't hardly ever be going to the gas station in this thing, so
no.
That's a really, really nice plus. And collectively, though, if let's say you are going long range and you want to use everything that the Volt has to offer as far as range goes, you're looking at about a 420 average mile range distance that you're having with this thing, which honestly, to be 400 plus in the market of electric cars these days, that's in top end for sure.
Yeah.
There's not many cars that are over 400 or even touching the 500 mile range yet. So,
and keep in mind, this only has an 8.9 gallon tank for your gasoline,
which is probably going to cost you about $20 to $30 tops to fill.
Yeah, so you're really not putting a lot in there
to get that much out.
Exactly.
It's a very, very fair trade-off, I would say.
Exactly.
And you might think, oh, this is just another hybrid. Okay, this guy needs to get in his lane. Sorry about that. might think, oh, this is just another hybrid, you know, and this is just going to be another boring ride, and sure, you get mileage, but it's just so dead. No, you have really impressive handling, almost dead silent in the cabin of the car, which is nice because you can hear just your music and your, you know, friend that you're talking to or whoever's with you, or if you don't want to hear a ton of road noise, you know. And on top of it, even up to about 20 miles an hour, if you punch it in this thing, you will break traction. The electric motor in this thing is no joke. It's not a Tesla, but it definitely has some punch to it.
Yeah.
And it will throw you in your seat a bit, and you can hear the tires screech when you slam on the gas. So this is by no means a boring economy car.
And it also has quite aggressive styling, which is
nice to see.
Very nice to see. And the Prius, you have a very bubbly kind of, it's, especially the new Priuses,
they're just soft.
They just really don't, you don't have hard edges that really actually look nice. I mean, the Priuses, to each their own. Some people really like them, some people hate them. It's really a trade-off, but with this, you have really nice styling and you have the performance to back it up. Is it a track monster? No, it's not. But it has much more get up and go than a Prius does. And you also have the fun aspect of having it full electric. There's no way that you can chirp, or even, you can't spin the tires off of a Prius.
At all.
I have one, I know, I've tried. You can't. This thing, you can do it with traction control mode on. If you take traction control off, oh my goodness, they'll spin for days.
It'll go, and that's on dry pavement. That's not under the perfect conditions or anything.
It's very, very easy with that electric torque to be able to do that.
Moving on to a little bit of the features that we have in this car. One of the absolute coolest features that I just so happened to come across, Nathaniel had pointed out to me, is you have this handy handbrake right here on the steering wheel.
Not to be confused with an e-brake.
No, we got an
actual handbrake.
So this is like probably the equivalency of you putting, like, I would say 30 to 40% pedal pressure, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
I wouldn't say 50, but I would say enough. I mean, we're at 60 miles an hour, and if I hit the handbrake here, that's pulling us down to 50 right now. So that was,
I'd say, yeah, good 40, maybe even 50.
I would say 50. As you hold it longer, it applies a little bit more. Initially, it's not as much, but you know what? You don't even have to move your foot in this thing. You can keep it on the accelerator, keep it right there, and for any highway slowing down, in town slowing down, the only need for the actual brake pedal is if you're going to slam on your brakes because you need to stop really immediately. This thing is progressively gripping enough to actually slow you down within the time frame of any car kind of slowing down in front of you, approaching a stop sign or a stop light. It's way more of a nice accessory than you would really expect. I mean, I love it. I haven't even used the brake pedal at all this entire time we've been driving the car.
Yeah, and when I was driving it, I actually took a whole off-ramp with it, just using that pedal. It slowed me down to about 2 or 3 miles an hour. It doesn't take you to a complete stop, but it just brings you to a slow creep. And so
75.
Yeah.
That's good.
Excuse me.
Yeah. We also got some really neat features. Full digital dash on the Bolt here. If you scroll to the left in this, you have some interesting stuff. You have your battery life. You have, let's see if it'll let me do it here. It's kind of limiting me because we're driving safety features. Chevy likes to be safe. But anyways, we have some interesting stuff. You can access your audio. You can access your phone book. You can access your battery life, your average mileage, your maintenance, your mileage.
It's your center hub for the whole car. I mean, there's a lot going on, and that gives you everything you need to know about what's happening with your car here. How much power you're using, how much gas you're using, what you're using, when. It just gives you a multitude of information.
Your tire monitors. You really, honestly, there's not much in this thing that the digital dash in the front isn't telling you. I mean, you don't even need to touch the touchscreen to access any of the infotainment or any of that. You can safely access all of it and choose it as you're on the go.
So now I'm in the driver's seat, I'm merging, so when you put your foot down, it's all battery right now. We're still in all electric mode. The engine isn't really doing anything. Since it can be in electric mode the whole time, on the highway, it doesn't, the battery doesn't, my bad, excuse me. You don't actually even have to, the engine isn't doing anything. The engine's just sitting up there. It'll turn on if you like need the heater or something like that,
Right.
where you have a low battery, you need to use it. Our range is 7 miles now on EV, so pretty soon it should be kicking on if we don't brake a lot.
And you do have a few different drive modes in this car. You have a normal mode, which is what we're in now. We have a sport mode, a mountain mode, and a hold mode. And sport mode is basically going to just be tuning your throttle response on the car. It's going to be a little bit snappier. Nothing crazy. Once again, you're talking about an economy car here, but it does amp it up a little bit. The mountain mode will use gas and about 45% of your battery to give you some extra electric torque to push you up a hill when you're going up a very steep grade. And hold mode, which happens to be probably one of the coolest modes to me personally, is the fact that when you're on the highway and you're getting such good gas mileage as is in this car already, it'll allow you to turn your battery off, so you're not going to be depleting your electric use. Then, when you enter town, if you're on a trip per se, you get into a city, and now you're at stop and go, or even on the highway in traffic. That hold mode is going to allow you to now not use you're going to turn off the hold mode, not use any more gas, and now it's going to be all electric. So you're basically getting the best of both worlds. You're getting highway mileage and a super efficient gas engine, and you're getting electric for stop and go, so you're not wasting gas mileage in the city. It's the most useful feature, I would say, on this
really
economy
nice.
car.
Since we're on the highway, I actually just put it in that mode, so it switched me over. Going on to the interior of this car,
Quite nice.
it's very nice actually. You have
Steering wheel is very plush.
yeah, it's a nice leather wrapped steering wheel with a leather wrapped center area.
Some nice blue, sporty kind of stitching inside of here. Matches the seats stitching as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue, the like shift knob, and your actual power button is blue too. But this one has the gloss package, one of the little accent packages you can get with Chevy, and so it gives you gloss vents.
I think it's titanium black. I think titanium black is the exact package if you look at getting this package for yourself.
But you have nice little accents around, and you have silver painted, and it just gives it a nice look.
Nicer feel.
Yeah, you get compared to like the Prius, the Bolt has just about the same exact thing, so there's not really a huge comparison since they're made by the same. But the Prius it's
a little cheaper.
It's just a weird design. You have a weird infotainment center. You have a nice infotainment center in this, by the way, with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto,
Got about an
Bluetooth.
8-inch display.
Yeah, it's a nice center display. Very nice. The Prius, it's a nice car, especially if you get up in the higher trims. This one is the LT, so it's not the super highest you can get. And for what it is, it's
pretty
still
comparable.
very nice. I mean, I would get this one with no problem.
You have electronic locks, electronic windows,
Keyless remote start.
and not even in the highest trim.
Yeah.
And you're still getting in the full infotainment center
With a full digital dash.
Yeah, there's really not a lot missing in this, and that's not even the highest trim. I mean, of course, like we said, we have the modes here, double cup holder. The actual center console is a little small, but it's not too bad.
You have
cloth seats, but they're
comfortable.
They're comfortable.
No seat heaters. That's one that comes in the higher trims. But also, you got to think, if you're an electric car, seat heaters use power. You're diminishing your range. So
you're not doing that in this one.
maybe it's a good thing you don't have them.
Yeah.
Electric parking brake, so you don't have to ratchet up a nice parking brake. That's a nice feature.
pretty decent sized back seat. If you're on the taller side, like Nathaniel, the person behind you might not be able to fit.
Yeah,
but if you're someone like my height, around 5'8", 5'9", there's plenty of room for me in the front. I can scoot up a little bit, and there would be ample leg room for someone to sit behind us. Huge hatch.
Huge hatch. You have a lot of room back there.
No problem being a grocery getter. This thing, you can throw 100 bags of groceries in the back, and the seats fold down too.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. So.
Very nice. It just has a lot of nice little creature comforts, automatic headlights, one click for the turn signals. You just give it one little click and it gives you like five turns so that you don't have to accidentally leave it on or deal with any of that. It's just a nice little, you just flick it and it goes.
And you have 4G LTE built into this too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once again, not even in the highest trim. So, I mean, you're really getting a pretty solid package for about $33,000. And not to mention,
your warranty.
You have an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the electric motor, I believe it is.
Yeah, the battery.
Which is pretty good. I mean, if you can't figure out how good the car is within 100,000 miles, then I'm not sure. But they estimate roughly $4,000 in savings a year on gas with this car. I don't know about you, but $4,000 is a decent amount of money to me, and I would like to save that every year.
Yeah.
Driving.
Yeah, you're
and it's probably more for people who have less distance.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot more savings. Because you can also, when you have that less distance, you can use your electronic motor or electric motor, which just uses a lot less. Anyway, I have a cop right behind me. That's why I keep checking my mirrors.
Oh.
He's literally right on me, so it always sketches you out.
Maybe it's a good time to conclude the video here.
Yeah,
but
that about wraps it up. We covered everything. This car is very nice. Lot of features. Would you buy one, John?
Honestly, I like more of the price range compared to the other ones that we've been seeing, which are closer to 40. For this car, I would buy one for sure.
I would, especially with it only being roughly 32,000. That's what this one spec'd out is.
It's a pretty good deal, honestly.
That's a very good deal. And you're gonna save it in gas.
Yeah, and I mean, it comes with plenty of warranties, plenty of dependability, Chevy dependability. Chevy's been winning awards in the past couple years for matching the reliability
Honda,
of
Toyota.
Honda and Toyota, and those are the two gods of reliability. So if you can match them, and you're an American option, I'm just me personally, I like an American option. I've always been preferable over American cars. Then you have my money.
Yeah, and with the styling you get, it's just down.
Way more aggressive and way nicer. It's very in your face and
the
just
performance,
cooler.
Everything.
Yeah,
but that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to keep it Gucci.
Yeah, thanks guys.